This is KGW News at Sunrise.
It's just heartbreaking to see your child so happy one day and then the next day is just, she's just laying there on the bed.
That mom just devastated by the effects of RSV and what it's done to her baby. Coming up later on Sunrise, the warning signs to watch out for as doctors report similar cases across the country.
And voters approve a measure to reshape Portland city government. We dig into what will change and when those changes will take effect. Plus,
I think it's just a special moment for the entire city because it's a tradition.
She's talking about the annual tree lighting at Pioneer Courthouse Square, but before we can light the tree, we have to get the tree. The tree arrived yesterday at the square, so we'll have more on all the holiday plans in Portland's living room coming up here at 5:15.
It is exciting. Good morning, everybody. Thursday or Friday Eve, as we like to call it. You're kind of tracking some frosty fog in places.
I am.
Yes, you are.
Frosty fog. Actually, clouds have come in the last couple of hours, and spots that were freezing, many of them have lifted a little bit. Here's a look at where we stand right now. Forest Grove, good morning. You're at 32. Sandy was there, now at 33. So it's chilly out. Oregon City, 35. Generally speaking, not as cold as it was yesterday. We have 30 down in Corvallis. We have 32 up in Kaiser. There's Lebanon at 31 degrees. Get some fog pockets being reported, but most of us are in the 30s, above freezing with mainly cloudy conditions right now. We'll open up afternoon sunshine, 45 degrees at noon. Winds will be light. We'll get up to about 50 and then 46 a little bit later on. So a pretty quiet day overall. You just need that good coat out the door. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod. This morning at 10 o'clock, Tina Kotek plans to hold a press conference after the Oregonian declared her the winner in Oregon's governor's race. The call came down just before noon yesterday. Here are the results as they stand right now. Kotek has 47%. Republican Christine Drazen has 44%. The Oregonian estimates there are at least 20% of the votes left to count. And we should note, the Associated Press has not called the race yet, but Kotek is already celebrating her win. She tweeted, quote, "I am honored and humbled to serve Oregon. I promise to be a governor for all of Oregon, and I'm ready to get to work and move Oregon forward." Again, she will say a few words at 10 o'clock this morning. We will stream that live for you on KGW.com. In the meantime, Christine Drazen has not conceded this race. She released a statement yesterday morning saying, quote, "We are grateful to the many thousands of Oregonians who made their voices heard in this historic election. We continue to monitor returns with the expectation that this race will tighten." We haven't heard anything else from her campaign since then.
okay, let's take a look at the biggest races still too close to call. That includes 2 congressional races in Oregon. In the 5th District, Republican Lori Chavez-DeRemer is leading Democrat Jamie McLeod Skinner. If Chavez-DeRemer wins, Republicans will flip the seat currently held by Democrat Kurt Schrader. And in the new 6th Congressional District, Democrat Andrea Salinas leading Republican Mike Erickson. Crossing the Columbia now to Washington's 3rd District, to the race between Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez and Republican Joe Kent. This morning, Gluesenkamp-Perez stands at a little over 52% there. Kent just under 48%. Clark County officials, elections officials estimate there are still at least 70,000 or so ballots left to count. It also looks like roughly 20,000 votes from other counties still need to be counted too.
Also this week, Portland voters approved the charter reform that calls for an overhaul of the way the city's government operates.
Yeah, the measure expands city council, divides the city into 4 geographic areas, and takes some of the responsibility off the mayor's plate. As Tim Gordon found and reports, there's still a lot of work ahead that needs to make it happen.
The City of Portland held a news conference on Wednesday to lay out the plan for implementing Measure 26-228 that will fundamentally change the way city government operates.
Portland voters were heard loud and clear that they want an effective, accountable, representative, and responsive city government.
The big changes coming will scrap the commission form of government and create a city council with 12 members. 3 apiece will come from 4 districts in the city. And the mayor will become more of an administrator, working with a newly hired city administrator to manage the city. It all needs to be in place by the November 2024 election.
2 years from now, Portland will hold its first election using ranked choice voting and geographic districts.
Portland's chief administrative officer and others explained the work starts now. First, to create an independent district commission that will establish the 4 geographic voting districts, a 13-person commission Portlanders invited to apply. Then, a charter transition advisory committee will advise on the overall process. Details to come on that. And third, establishing a salary commission that will set salaries for elected officials. Again, the details will come.
We have our work cut out for us. To implement election reforms of ranked choice voting and district elections, we will immediately begin recruiting for the Independent District Commission.
Because 2 years may seem like a long time, but not when making big changes in the way Portland votes and is governed. So obviously a lot of things still to work out, including kind of nuts and bolts one. Where will this new 12-member council meet starting in January 2025? Here at City Hall, it's obviously not set up for that big a council at this point. Will they be able to make this work here, or will they need to go somewhere else? In downtown Portland, Tim Gordon, KGW News.
A few other headlines we're tracking for you this morning. Portland police are investigating a hit and run. Officers say a car hit a woman around 10 o'clock last night at 64th and Southeast Powell. She's now in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police are looking for the driver, and they're asking anyone with information to call Portland Police. A Multnomah County judge has dismissed charges against a suspected arsonist. The 18-year-old was one of 3 suspects accused of setting fires on Mount Tabor. Court documents showed the DA's office has declined to pursue the case. A second suspect also has charges dismissed, while a third was never charged. We have reached out to the DA for comment, but we haven't heard back. And tomorrow is opening day up at Timberline. This is a live look from the lodge this morning. Now, not all of the mountain is open, just the Bruno and Poochie lifts. Timberline says there's not enough snow for the others to open yet. You can head up to the mountain and check it out from 9 to 4 every day. And those are some of your Thursday headlines.
All right, let's talk about one of the big national headlines this morning. It's Tropical Storm Nicole. The storm made landfall in Florida at midnight our time as a Category 1 hurricane. So what we're looking at here is a live look from Satellite Beach, Florida, where landfall, or just north, I should say, of where Nicole made that landfall. It is now on track to move through Georgia and through the Carolinas later today into tomorrow. NBC's Jay Gray brings us the latest from Florida.
Good morning, and Nicole made landfall just to the north of us near Vero Beach about 3 this morning. It was a Category 1 hurricane, but is already now downgraded to a tropical storm. Don't let that fool you. This is a storm that's still going to cause some problems. We've seen heavy rain. We've seen wind gusts here in Jensen Beach over 60 miles an hour. And of course, you've got that tidal surge that continues. Low tide right now, but a high tide on the way. That's expected to bring more problems. Right now in the state of Florida, more than 80,000 people without power. That number expected to grow as this storm makes its way through the state and up into Georgia, eventually over the next few days into the Carolinas as well. So this storm will have some staying power. The good news is it seems to be moving quickly right now, but in its wake it's leaving beach erosion. We've got some roads damage, and we've got some water in places that it just is not supposed to be right now. There are several homes and businesses that have been affected structurally by this storm. And once we get daybreak, we'll have a little more on how devastating that Nicole has been, making landfall again early this morning near Vero Beach and continuing to move across the state of Florida right now. That's the latest from here in Jensen Beach. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
Should mention, by the way, obviously it's 8 o'clock in Florida right now, so it is daybreak. Today's show will be covering more on what is now Tropical Storm Nicole, and of course today's show following our show at 7 o'clock this morning. It was 75-mile-per-hour wind just north of West Palm Beach when the at the time hurricane marched inland. It's still a strong tropical storm. And one of the things about this is the wind field around the storm projects out 450 miles.
Wow.
So 450 mile radius of folks are getting sustained winds around 40 miles per hour or greater. So that's a lot. Here's a look at where that imagery is right now. I will tell you that both the Tampa area and the Orlando area reporting winds gusting 50 to 55 miles per hour currently. 3 to 5 inches, as much as 8 in some of these rain bands. The projection takes the storm, potentially swings over the Gulf here, then over the Panhandle, then up into Georgia. That will happen overnight tonight. Here at home, we're pretty quiet. We have a cloud band offshore. Remember, there's that weak system that may or may not push some showers over the Coast Range into the valley during the day tomorrow. We are seeing some showers being picked up on radar, really light stuff around the Long Beach and south into Clatsop County around Astoria. Otherwise, we're completely dry. Low clouds. Looks like it's foggy up in the West Hills this morning. Cloudiness has thickened up in the last handful of hours, and it's actually taken some numbers that were freezing and warmed them up a little bit. Here's the wide temperature map. It's 28 down in Eugene. It's 35, though, in Salem, 36 in Kelso. So overall, we're warmer than we were here on the west side 24 hours ago. Clear, though, out east has allowed temps to fall off. Burns looks lonely at just 2 degrees above zero this morning. That is cold. All right. Salem, 50 degrees for a high today. So a mix of some frosty fog areas and cloudiness. Then we get the afternoon sun, light winds. Clouds come in overnight tonight, which will again hold most of us above freezing. Southwest Washington numbers pretty similar. Again, winds will be light today. Here is the latest 7 days. So the clouds tomorrow, a system that I think will bring some shower activity to the coast. I'm still not sure if we actually get anything in the valley or not, but the rain chance that starts tomorrow, picks up in the afternoon, lingers into early Saturday. Other than that, the weekend is dry. Sunday fog, if we get it, may be slow to clear. And then we have dry weather into the mid part of next week. And that is your forecast. And I'm 15 seconds done early. That never happens. Back to you.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Rod. The holiday season officially kicking off in Portland. This 75-foot Douglas fir just delivered to Pioneer Courthouse Square yesterday. We were there for it, too. We'll have a closer look and details on this year's tree lighting next.